Okay, so this is in response to another piece in the Ink, Anand Giridharadas. Again, most comprehensive, most brilliant, most comprehensive is really the word. He covers everything. And he interviews wonderful people. However, I dissent again, and there will be repetition in this, but some things really, really do bear repeating. The premise of much of what the Ink is up to right now seems to me to be about that the problems in America are Republican. Are the Republicans, are the fascistic tendencies of Republicans? Well, I demur. There is an elephant in the American room that is so essential to her spiritual self that the pachyderm has been ignored unanimously by Democrats and Republicans, at least as long as I have been alive. At least I suppose the Republicans insist upon its truth. And the Democrats just don't contest that. They sort of stand back. The Biden Democrat untrammeled support of Israel, we've known to be an apartheid state since Jimmy Carter made the case in 2006. We might have known before 2006. Many people have known that, but ignored it for good reason. Has revealed this country, the settler, occupier, colonial, supremacist, exceptionalist country, to her young, at least for what she is. The large elephant and foundational fib concealing as toxic as any DeSantis book banning is. Voila, here. The old everyone owned slaves back then goes only so far. Not everyone had invaded and ethnically cleansed 2 continents, 3 if you include Australia. Yes, no, that was Europe. They are part of the mass delusion. It is a Western thing, a destiny manifest and supremacist movement without doubt. But much might have been done long ago, before the industry whose workers we have lost overseas, oh whoa, boiled the effing planet, and before income inequality grew beyond the ken of Croesus, going massively to people who vote Democrat. If we could have just said to the collective self, we're not exceptional. It is not necessary to be exceptional to be alive, except in your own little Oscar-winning self. Then it's quite useful. In 6th grade, I went to arithmetic class in Pittsburgh, PA. It's an interesting thing, this exceptionalism, because it really does make a mockery of the notion of democracy, especially when it's combined with religion, because both of them say, I am this, you are that. You are less than me because you don't believe what I do. You don't earn as much as I do. You don't have as many degrees as I have. It's not about equality. In 6th grade, I went to arithmetic class in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, having pledged allegiance in homeroom, and was shown a film about the red tide and the yellow peril on my first day of school. The science teacher demanded I acknowledge that God made America. That was science and math. I couldn't wait till history. I was 11, so I was a 5-year veteran of education in Trinidad in the West Indies, but I had never met adults so exercised about my beliefs or lack of, so evangelical. Years later, I worked in the play with the line, "The lady doth protest too much, methinks." Aha, it was like Fox News in middle school. I expect we might argue there are good things about this indoctrination, and I have made fun of the DeSantis Boberts of the other party. But I suggest that this binge-like propagandizing and myth insistence in the late 60s in a liberal city in the Midwest will lead inevitably to a massive hangover, a disillusion of great pain, and that's what I think we're in right now. In some ways, the US is actually more progressive in a good way than Europe. The crimes are harder to exonerate. The elephant is much bigger, the evidence less buried, but the elephant should at least be seen. fully. Whatever struggles, exploitation and abuse suffered by its labor force, from indentured to slave to underpaid, the US could genuinely claim uniqueness, a firstness, a number oneness. It had never happened before, which I guess comforts the temporarily inconvenienced millionaires we all are in our minds. And to be that millionaire is the be-all and end-all, after all, in this culture. There is as much good in this land, stolen though it is, as anywhere. Accidentally good, I insist. The melting pot that boiled so many might be cooling down, but continuing to claim specialness beyond the rest is just childishness. It is what Democrats do as much as Republicans. The US, what it is what it is today, massively rescued by its minorities, its non-Europeans, whose cultural history is peaking again, as it must. It's an unresolved Europe. The great source, its essential fascism will always out. It's its culture, the great source of our supremacist predisposition. There's much to hope for, there always is. Humanity is endlessly resourceful, but humility cometh before a standing up.